Welcome back to Dreamhack Summer 2011. I'm Day 9.
And I am Diapollo.
And we just saw pretty much the most epic series of the entire tournament, with Tarson narrowly losing to July Zerg, but putting on an incredible show. Definitely going to be a lot of eyes on him as he continues through the tournament.
And as you said, a lot of Americans are waking up to tune in now. If you did miss that game, that is by far the recommended game out of all the series so far throughout today.
Correct. And if you missed it, don't worry. Every single game is getting uploaded within an hour of it completing to day9tv.blit.tv. Just go to the Day9 TV archives. You'll find every Dreamhack game casted right there with me and Diapollo's pretty face.
Pretty face. Thanks, man.
Yeah. I agree with you.
And that brings us to the last game of the evening, which is going to be Tarson, Millennium Tarson fighting against We Made Fox Moon. And this is going to be a tough one. I'm just going to put that out there. It's going to be a tough one for Tarson, I feel. I'm a bit of a Moon fanboy.
Yeah.
Slightly biased.
Yes.
But I think it's going to be hard for him. Though, it's not impossible. Tarson managed to beat July Zerg, so can Tarson do this? And a point to bring up, though, the last time a foreigner actually managed to win a series against a Korean was the first round of MLG. It's a long time.
Wow. Koreans have been tearing it up. I mean, exactly as you were saying before these matches, that Korean practice regimen really starting to show. And it looks like the match has begun. It's going to be Tarson versus Moon. I know everyone's excited. It is the final match of the day. Will it live up to Tarson July? It's going to be tough, but either way. In the south position from Team Millennium, we have the Polish hero, Tarson.
But up here, we have in the top right as the blue Zerg, We Made Fox Moon. And I am excited to see Moon play, Sean.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Moon is not only a solid Zerg, but also showcases some very unusual plays. Regularly uses a lot of Burrow Banelings, has backfired on him hilariously in the past, but recently has been landing him quite well. There's the Extractor trick going down. And we do see Tarson gearing up to go ahead and build a depot up on the top of his ramp instead of going for the wall off at the bottom.
And Tarson really hasn't had that many large offline I don't even think he's had any large offline successes. I mean, he's done quite well in a few ESL Cups, some Zotac Cups, but hasn't really showcased his style that much in the offline scene. So this is his real opportunity to have a big impact. And just like Sase today had a huge impact, and I'm sure picked up a lot of new fans today after going 5-0 in his group, shocking a lot of people. Can Tarson do that here? And Moon actually going to go ahead and go hatchery first. And in Tarson's base, we do have Refinery, do have the barracks being made.
Now, Tarson was one of the early pioneers of the Hellion Banshee aggression right at the start of the game. Something we've seen crop up more and more in Terran versus Zerg, but I wonder if Tarson will end up doing that or a more standard play. Very much so like Tarson, his strength is the use of those standard units, just Marine, Tank, Thor, with Medivacs in good positions. Now Tarson moving up to build that second extra supply depot in Moon. Will he go for a gas steal?
I don't know. I'll have to see. He did go for a 16 pull, though, kind of late. Playing it very, squeezing in a few more drones here and there. And we do have the Extractor going down for him. Does not gas steal yet. And we do have the Marine out now to deny this drone any scanning information. Doesn't see if the factory's going to go down. Can he get the Marine before that scanning information, though?
And he does manage to get the
steal.
Extractor down. That is just an absolute wreck of a lot of early builds. I mean, a lot of Banshee plays, a lot of early tank plays simply cannot happen. And in particular, you get to count how many Marines are rallying their way down to that Extractor. We're noticing the Extractor is keeping up with the amount of damage that is being dealt. You need more than 2 Marines to just kill it off in time.
And the best way for... Oh, actually pulls out of it just at the end and does die. So Tarson does have the ability to go ahead and take that Refinery, but the best way for him to play now is probably to go ahead and expand from this, get up a tech lab on this factory and go ahead and get some kind of factory expand, or he might actually go ahead and get a stop, but as you said, does like to play for that, and the command center does come down. We'll have to see how he follows up from here.
Speed going down for Moon. Double Queen as well, and it looks like he's going straight for the tech lab now. Tarson might very well just do something that we haven't seen Terran players do all tournament long. Just start making tanks early on for a big mid-game tank push.
And it's actually a really solid build, and nothing yet being made from this factory. Let's have to see one Hellion being made, surprising, and Blue Flame. Players opting again to go for that Blue Flame rather than the Siege mode. And we'll have to see how Tarson can utilize that throughout the game. Is Moon going to be going for a very fast 30? He's got the money to do so. Adding on a few more drones we have to look. He might be pulling out a drone quite shortly. A lot of drones in production though at the moment.
Now, you know, Diapollo, a really important thing to note is that in StarCraft 2, the big strategy in your mind is to just cross out possibilities for your opponents. Right now, Moon, because he has a little bit of information that he did steal this Geyser for so long, crossing off things like 2-port Banshees, crossing off a lot of things like 2-factory Hellion with Blue Flame, but likely is going to be surprised to see this big Blue Flame Hellion push, and we've seen no Spinecrawler get thrown down at the front. Moon might be vulnerable to early pressure.
Well, he does have a Roach Warren making, though. It's going to help out a bunch against any Blue Flame. And a third command center, Tarson, throwing that down. And we've seen this being used quite often, actually. We've seen players getting that orbital command out quite soon. They make use of mules. And that's going to be pretty cool to see how that does develop from here. And on the other hand, we do have Roaches being made now, and still no layer. This is really late here by Moon.
Now, ordinarily, you see this play out of Zerg when he goes for a really fast third base, but here, just Blue Flame Hellions running through the middle, and I honestly think that Tarson's going to be quite surprised when he stumbles across 5 Roaches at the front.
And more drones being made. The third and fourth extractor now being taken care of by these drones, and layer now started eventually, and these Blue Flames were like, the Hellions like, wait, why don't you have a third yet? And it's going to come across a lot of Roaches here. No damage output at all through these Hellions. And meanwhile, this expansion is going to go up. We do have a siege tank that will have siege mode quite soon, in a great position there on the higher ground. One Link does get in there, won't really be able to do too much damage here.
I mean, Tarson doing a smart move with these Blue Flame Hellions, not trying to go for a kill, trying to go for a delay on the expansion. We see the Roaches trying to move through the middle of the map to clear these out, but Tarson just getting good vision control, allowing him to get a fast third command center, having a very interesting but still very macro-focused response to having his gas stolen early.
Indeed. Double Evo Chambers. Oh no, sorry, that's a Bailey Nest. Never mind. 15 hours of casting's catching up to me. Bailey Nest coming down, and this Evo Chamber. And I really do like Moon's opening here. Very safe against any form of aggression through these Hellions. The point is now he doesn't have any creep spread. He doesn't have a third queen. And this third base is going to be extremely vulnerable. Actually, he might be able to get caught off here. These Hellions are in a bit of danger. These Roaches and Link should be able to clean this up.
Uh-oh, if he can get those free Link kills, that would be big, but it looks like not getting the best angles, and the Roaches are there to eliminate them. And oh, cornered. Very nice micro there by Moon.
We do have the Spire now. Just being thrown down, a lot of upgrades too. The melee attack for the Zerglings, the Borrow upgrade as well, the centrifugal hooks, and the Roach speed too, along with 10 drones. Looking at the unit counting station now, it's going to be about 70 drones by the time these all pop out versus 43 SCVs. Looking in the production tab now, Stim is kind of late this game. He has opted to get a lot more tanks rather than go for a bit of an early Stim, and that's going to delay any form of push. You can't really push out without Stim, because Zerglings are going to be able to do a lot more damage, as well as the Mulists, which are inevitable to come, and a very early infestation pit too.
And, you know, I mean, honestly, Tarson might benefit from just waiting until he has Combat Shield. I mean, we're seeing him get 2 reactors up. A gigantic mid-game push might be the best option at this point, as he has seen a lot of basic units with the layer upgrades. Roaches with the speed, Banelings with the speed, getting the +1. We see a fast 4th from Moon. A giant slow tank push is the key to crushing this kind of play.
And Moon has complete vision all over the map, sees the potential third base locations, knows there's nothing there. And with this 4th base he's thrown down so fast, I suppose he'll be going straight away for the double extractors on there so that he can utilize his gas income, because he's got so many upgrades going. Even Ventral Sax has now begun being researched, as well as the Overlord speed. Viking moving around the map, going to be able to hunt a lot of overlords, but he should have most likely gone to this 4th base location to get that confirmation. And Tarson's vision doesn't see too much, really.
Yeah, Tarson really just trying to clear out a lot of overlords in the middle, especially allowing him to deal some of those big late game drops. We see the stim now finishing up, which means that Tarson no doubt will get a combat shield very, very soon. We see a bunch of barracks getting added on as well. Really should begin getting that combat shield soon. Oh my goodness, Sean.
And it looks like +1 attack, not too far away from finishing. That would probably be the most ideal time for Tarson to push out and probably gain the third base while doing so. And we'll see as the +1 attack nears completion. He might decide to wait for that combat shield, as you said. Viking is getting a lot of vital information scouting around, sees the composition of Moon, sees the units, and also the upgrades and so on. And now this Viking slowly being pushed away, and it is also going to be seeing this 4th base. And Tarson must be thinking, oh man, he's got 4 bases, I'm still on 2. And is going to go ahead and take this 3rd base. Meanwhile, dropping at the same time, but an Overlord in a great location here. And Tarson's Viking just misses it, and hopefully Moon should be able to see this and defend against this.
Oh no, Moon does not quite spot it. It means that Tarson can begin doing some aggression down south. Keep in mind, no Mutalisk, no ability to deal well with these drops. That means Tarson has essentially free reign to do damage to the expansion and to pick up and pull back. And oh, Moon does not notice at all.
That
absolutely
is a huge hit.
Crushes the drone line.
That was 20 workers right there. Just bam, gone. Wow.
But it looks like, oh, fungal growth is going to be Moon's answer. It only loses 4 Marines, but the infested Terrans, oh, dropping, wasting all the Banelings that Moon made.
Very smart play by Tarson there.
God, that was a great play by Tarson.
And in the background now, Tarson is getting up this 3rd base. It is an orbital command because it was the one he built a lot earlier in the game. Isn't going to be so safe against attacks later on. Another drop is going in the top left, but Overlord's in position. And this is kind of the way that Tarson has to exploit Moon's style here, is that he doesn't have any useless at all. Oh, did you just use Banelings to kill rocks? All right, cool.
He really wants those rocks down fast. Oh, Moon.
And this drop is going to go into the base. And like I said, there is no Mutalisk trying to stop this at all. And that is definitely the way that Tarson should be playing. Possible looking at another drop to the bottom right location would be ideal. But he's got to be careful. He might lose all these units. Does pick up and leave.
There's the 4 Marines darting up. Managed to annihilate 1 command center. Now trying to run up, do some damage. Maybe pick off a Queen. Just straight target firing it. They have almost no health. And bam! Takes the Queen down. Tarson playing very well. Moon, with some questionable decisions, only have 2 Banelings after he crashed like 10 directly into these destructible rocks.
And Moon kind of forgot about these 2 Medivacs. Now they're inside the main base and could snipe. Roaches actually are here in anticipation for this. But 1-1 Marine and Marauders with double Medivacs is enough to take out all these Roaches. And I don't know, this is going to be where are the reinforcements. But oh, another drop in the bottom right. And a huge attack from Moon. He's caught in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, Moon went on tilt, tried to just all in, but no.
Tarson.
With the aggression, just continuing to apply pressure to Moon back and forth. Tarson in just stunning shape. Stims to get into his medevac as quickly as possible. We see now a 4th command center down by Tarson, and oh my gosh, that is a Thorazane-esque amount of tanks.
And another drop possible on this bottom location here. 3 Spine Crawlers in good location though, and this is exactly what Tarson needs to do to win this game, is to consistently drop over and over in multiple locations, and without Mutalisk there's nothing that Moon can do against this. He really can't deflect this, and he is actually adding on a Spire to try and get Mutalisk out to stop this harassment. But Tarson looking pretty good right now. 200 supply versus 190 of Moon. A lot of upgrades. 2-2 kind of about starting, and a big push from Tarson going through the middle of the map.
He's snaking along that bottom side, allows him to defend his expansion from the back side, and he can easily pick off this 3rd and 4th. Here comes a drop in both places at once. All of Moon's forces pulled to the front. All the tanks sieging up. Great fungal growth by Moon, but there is a drop at the back expansion. It gets defended. Can the Zergling count be enough? It looks like perhaps it will be, but the drop in the main dealing damage too. Tarson gets cleaned up, the 3rd base taking hits. But man, Moon. incredible defense, and 20 Mutalisks in production.
And that's going to help out a lot, Sean, because these Marines are going to go down. He's going to target fire the infestation pit. Wait, no, he's going to leave. And that's probably a bad decision as Mutalisks are coming out now. And great harassment, multitasking by Tarson, 3 attacks at once, really putting Moon on the spot. And we do have a Zergling borrowed on this possible third base location over here. It's going to deny that command center going down, and another drop kind of inside the main base of Moon. But Mutalisks, bam, come in and take all this down.
Oh, the Mutalisks at the top. A painful reveal for Tarson, who thought he was up against just a weak ground army, but now we see 2 hatches being made. Moon, who's almost looked as though he's been losing all game long, having a solid comeback. A
big drop now going down the bottom of the map with these Mutalisks going to harass this third base, but this is a huge drop and it will be able to do a lot. Well, actually, no! Look at these. Oh, actually, hold that thought.
Big amount of Mutalisks going down, but Moon has too many. 4 more joining the fray. And the top expansion from Tarson under huge threat from getting eliminated.
And yeah, he does finally fight that off, but look, Moon is about to walk into 4 turrets at once in this south location. Will he actually see this and turn around? Because he's going to lose a lot. Oh my god, he's going to lose a lot here.
Oh, 1 Overlord down, and it looks like 2 have fallen. But a lot of units continuing to get unloaded, and what will Tarson's response be? He is pulling units back to try to defend as quickly as he can. No upgrades going down in the armories or engineering base, so Tarson gets a lucky break.
Tarson pressuring in the front now, and this is going to be a bad decision. There are enough Mutalisks handlings to clean out this little force here. Moon decided not to, but a lot of damage still going down in the main base. Finally cleared up. And supply count, looking at the unit tab actually first, 79 SCVs, 77 drones, very equal economy right now. And the food count, 176 versus 166 at the moment. Very close game.
Again, a little bit of sloppiness by Moon, who had 20 Mutalisks up here and ended up losing about 15 of them. Just trying to distract for the drop, so now Moon's Muta numbers are way lower than they should be, as are his Muta upgrades. The only upgrade that really we see Moon is ahead in is that melee attack.
Yeah, he's got that melee attack. It's going to help out a lot, but I think that he should be able to hold this base just with turrets, and now, borrowed banelings.
Oh, he doesn't scan. A great unburrow doing huge damage, but it still may not be enough. The Mutalisks now coming in from the backside, but Tarson, with some great control, manages to defend his push.
48 Zerglings about to be reinforced, so Tarson does pull out wisely, but this north location has been taken by Moon now, and we'll start to mine gas from there very shortly. And this is insane. Another awesome TVZ this evening. And now Tarson does have that base up and running. Very safe location on the left-hand side. Didn't take too much damage from that main drop and is looking in quite a nice position here. Upgrades are really nice for Tarson, 2-2. And as you did mention, there are no Mutalisk upgrades at all. 0-0 not going to be really able to do anything in these fights.
There's literally been no use of this hive yet. No Adrenal Glands, no Ultra Cavern, no Greater Spire. Tarson continuing to scan. Oh, spots some burrowed banelings and some morphing banelings. This could be huge.
And the burrowed banelings are not quite ready yet. If he gets a good siege position in between these bases, in the middle, it looks like Tarson is in a great location. He needs to not lose these tanks though, and in come the banelings, and Infestor's about to get ready, Day 9.
And there's the stem. The tanks siege up, do big damage, almost no banelings left. He annihilates them. The Muta count, almost nothing.
Where was the fungal growth? What was that? He didn't get any Marines at all, and now... there is the fungal growth.
What the fungal growth?
The Marines all die. And another attack killed off, but a lot of reinforcements coming now in the middle of the map. Will be able to back up this army. And the supply count, 168 for Tarson, 114 for Moon. Tarson looking in a great position to continue into this game.
And Moon's going to need a lot of banelings if he hopes to survive, but Tarson coming in with a big force. Could be another finishing blow. He sees the morphing banelings. He's going to siege up with a nice spread, and with that Marine medevac count, it is going to be very tough for Moon to defend.
And another great position here by Tarson. Moon has to collect all his forces together to look for engagement. Loses the hatchery on the right-hand side. And this could be that... Well, actually, he's got 6 infestors in the making. Maybe he should wait for them.
The tanks are not sieged. Can he get a good target fire on the banelings? Oh, and it's not enough. The Marines stay alive. Tarson now invading the south expansions.
South expansion with a drop indeed, and a lot of drones are going down. And another drop on this location just in the middle of the map and doing so much damage. Drones are shooting down. 55 drones, and Tarson all over the place is getting +3 weapons and taking a 5th base. And Tarson is looking like he could take out Moon.
I just cannot believe how strong Tarson's multitasking is at the south. Annihilating the south base, 175 to 57. Moon desperately trying to hold on with fungal growths and Zergling rallies, but no.
Wow.
Good game. Tarson takes game 1.
Wow. Tarson, that was sick. That was actually insane. There was multiple drops all over the place. Many fact drops, pushes through the middle. Though I do think that I wouldn't give 100% credit to Tarson, though he played amazingly. There was a lot of flaws in Moon's game.
Yeah, you know, the big one that I can really think about is all those Mutalisks that ended up taking so much damage. You had 20 Mutalisks drop down to 4 at that top left expansion. The drop hardly did anything. Moon just did not quite make good use of his momentum the way that July has been doing in that recent series against Thorzane.
And he was also caught in no man's land in the middle of the map a couple of times, actually, trying to defend, and then decides to push forward, think that he might be able to break Tarson, and then realizes he can't and pulls back, while Tarson is just doing so much damage to his economy. And it looks like we're just getting invited to the second map, which is going to be on Metalopolis once again.
Again, one of those maps that pretty much every player likes playing on, Protoss, Terran, and Zerg alike. But I think if I had to choose one race that doesn't like it as much, it would be Terran, because of the speed of the Zerglings and the speed of those Mutalisks. Let's see if Moon will rely on that or more of those slower units, the Banelings, the Roaches. Looks like both players are ready, just waiting, or actually Tarson's ready, we're still waiting on Moon.
And I think one of the biggest flaws with Koreans coming here, they have no idea about anybody's style, to be honest. And we think about Tarson. Tarson's seen Moon play multiple times, and that's the kind of advantage foreigners have over Koreans in these international tournaments. And even though Moon lost that first game, I think he has a better understanding of how Tarson plays now. He's going to be, he most likely won't even go for an early infestation pit, go for early Mutalisks a little bit sooner, and be able to kind of nullify any drops. And what's going on, Tarson?
Well, it was the wrong map version. It looks like Tarson just hosted on any old version of Metalopolis.
Like I look at my screen, it's just me left in the game. I'm like,
why am I so alone? But it looks like Tarson is re-inviting to the correct version, the GSTL version. Which, by the way, I'm sure, did anyone end up catching the GSL finals this morning?
No?
Well, good for you. The results here are cooler. Woo!
Indeed. And I don't really want to throw any spoilers out there, but it was a very surprising result. It was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting game.
You're full of spoilers, Diapollo.